under the umbrella, Ella.
Rocky, you worried about jail time? You worried about jail time?
Rihanna,
You worried about the possibility of going to jail? Are you worried about the prison time?
No, the stop's right here.
You gotta go this way. Water.
Rihanna, did you ever want ASAP not to leave with Relly?
Man, you hear that ish. The paparazzi got jokes under the umbrella, Ella. Y'all remember that video? They had it all broke down that she contorted her body into all these Illuminati symbolism with the way her hands were pointing and stuff like that. It was crazy, man. And then they had Hove on there. They were talking about it was a big old ritual, man. The internet was wild back then, man. Tap in and comment. And let me know what y'all think about that type of stuff today. If you think there was something to it, if you think, man, that ish was just buku crazy, or you think that the artists were playing with the symbology of things in the music, or trolling, or what. But yeah, they got jokes, man. And you see, like, the media is all on their bumper as they try to make their way to the car, not answering any questions. Are you worried about jail time? Just, hey, fluck up out of the way. And you see it was tricky for Rihanna to get out of there with a friend, a nanny, a relative, whoever that was holding the other kid, as the court wanted them to get their two kids up out of there. 2.5-year-old kid, an 18-month-old kid, RZA and Riot. They got a kid named after Bobby Digital, man. Ain't that wild, right? But it was crazy, man, as closing arguments went down. You see, the jury is going to start deliberating next week. This case has truly been a 3-ring circus, but on closing statements day, Rihanna pulled up with the kids. And the court was like, hey, like, you got to get up out of here with the kids. And reportedly the kids were behaving, being quiet and all that. And the first recess or whatever, Rihanna and Rocky exited the courtroom, and then she dipped up out of there with the kids. But you see, the paparazzi was all up on them, like, yo, they're like, yo, stay. I don't have the sound on that one, but someone was like, yo, watch for the babies. Like, have a little class, have a little dignity. You're doing your job, but back the fuck up, man. You know, that's why whenever I see those videos where someone loses it on the paparazzi, a celebrity or whatever, I mean, a lot of times that's what the paparazzi wants, right? They're going to cash in and get a payday. But I kind of get sometimes, even though it's not the right thing to do, it's not a good thing to do, that ish just has to get old and frustrating as fuck. Some of these paparazzis hang outside of individuals' houses. I mean, it's just too much. So, you know, it ain't the right thing to do, but I get it, man. How much of that issue can take. And you never know. Someone could have just came from a doctor's visit, got news that they got cancer, anything. Like, give me some space, man. But they don't really respect it. Hell, I've seen paparazzi, like, act on purpose, like, get behind someone's car to get ran over and cause an accident to cash in. You guys remember that video when that happened with Justin Bieber? Although I believe this media here outside the courtroom is a little bit different than just your average paparazzi. I think there's a lot of, I guess we could call, legitimate news publications and stuff out there. But hell, a lot of these news sources are on some BS these days, man. Like, let's keep it real. That's why we always got to get on here and talk about everything and try and go over it with a fine-tooth comb and, you know, hear your guys' thoughts, take an opinion, and see what's really, really good. Because sometimes ish just ain't making sense if you're smelling what I'm selling. So subscribe, hit the buttons, tap in the comments and all that. But yeah, Rihanna dipped out with the kids before they went. She said, tell, Pops, good luck, which I guess they did. And what do you think about this case? Rocky needs the luck, right? I mean, it's like, it's such a wild case. He turned down the plea bargain. He's like, man, I didn't shoot this motherfucker. Fluck out of here, They offered him a real sweet plea deal, which basically would have just been probation with the suspended sentence. I think it was like 3 years probation, which is super sweet. And he said, hell no, we're going to trial. We seen the text messages where it looked like Relly was kind of trying to shake him down for money one way or another, as he has filed civil litigation against Rocky's defense attorneys and all that. And if you guys didn't see him on the stand, he was the worst witness ever. Getting into it with the judge and the defense attorney. The judge had to scold him like 8 times on how you answer a question, yes or no, and stop blabbering on and all this. It's just yes or no. He just was the worst witness ever. And then we saw 50 Cent, as well as another ASAP member, calling Relly out, just flat out calling him a rat, snitch, buster, bozo, goofy. And Fifth was saying, yeah, this man just wants some money. You know what I mean? Because on the day in question, that's what Relly's trying to say, that him and Rocky, Rocky got big-headed because of his solo success. That's what's always been so wild about the ASAP mob. There's so many members. Rocky, Ferg, R.I.P. Yams, a few other individuals saw some success on their own. No one like Rocky or Ferg, though. I feel like by far they're the biggest, but Relly just didn't really seem to find his way like that. And to me, I think it's the other way around. I think Relly was hot that he didn't get the success that Rocky got and wanted some paper. And when they met up, he's like talking about, oh, I thought we were just gonna maybe argue, but at the end of the day it would work out our relationship and things would be better. You know what I mean? And it sounds ludicrous to me, and there's text messages to back up a lot of things where Rocky was telling him, yo, if I did what you said I did, go call the police. If you're acting like that's what you're gonna do, don't call my manager, don't call me, don't start putting money out there. Relly was heated about that when that narrative was coming out. He was talking about there's death threats against me, my daughter, and all that. You know what I mean? But it looks wild suspect. But the only thing that sounds crazy as fuck to me about Rocky is he's saying he was carrying a prop gun. And the prosecutors are calling that illogical and absurd. And I don't know, man. And I don't know. I don't think Rocky took the stand. I think he elected not to. Who knows, man? But the case has been a joke. And 50 Cent, like I said, he was calling him out as being, just a shakedown artist, snitch, wanting some money. Relly, that is. Then we saw Relly had warrants in New Jersey. So on top of him being the worst witness ever, his whole get down in court just looking terrible, not a good look at all for the prosecutors. The judge was saying, I don't know if I can move on with this case ethically and continue to prosecute, and was almost pushing for the prosecutors to drop the case. But here we are. It made it all the way through the trial process. Closing statements went down, and deliberation will begin next week. But this whole situation that I was talking about with Rocky, Rihanna, and the kids was on the 13th, a couple days ago, right? And peep it, they mentioned this, the prosecution, in their closing statements, right? It says the prosecution team in ASAP Rocky's assault trial took issue with the rapper's kids making an appearance in court. On Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, that is, DA John Lewin asked the jury not to be swayed by the appearance of Rocky's kids and partner Rihanna. We got to point that out as well. There was another big situation that was like a whole sidebar and argument. It was a viral video where they were like, Your Honor, that's not his wife. We want that stricken from the record. We don't want her referenced as his wife. And the judge was like, wait, are they married? And the defense attorney was like, I think they might be in Paris. I don't know. But how about common law wife? And then the judge was like, because they done been together so long, got kids together and everything. And the judge was like, I'll call her whatever, significant other, girlfriend, wife. And the prosecutors were like, no, we don't recognize common law marriage out here. Just girlfriend. That's not his wife. We want this official on the record. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why they're like taking shots at Rocky and his family. And you see here telling the jury, don't be swayed by the presence of his kids. Like they're trying to just say, hey, this isn't a good family. This isn't a family man. Really trying to assassinate Rocky's character in a sense. Right? It says, not to be swayed by the appearance of Rocky's kids and partner Rihanna. In court during closing statements, the rapper is accused of firing a semi-auto handgun at his former friend and ASAP mob member ASAP Relly in an altercation in November 21. And this is quote from the prosecutor, right, or the DA. This is not something you're allowed to consider, Lewin told the jury at Clara Shortridge Foltz Criminal Justice Center in downtown LA. Quote, we are all responsible for what we do. Quote, I want to make sure that no matter how famous his partner is, no matter how cute his kids are, no matter how much they giggle during closing arguments, he needs to be treated like any other person, because in the end, that's what he's entitled to. When Lewin made these comments to the jury, Rocky and Rihanna, both 36, shifted in their seats and looked visibly upset. When the court returned from break, the judge addressed these comments. From here on out, there should be no mention of Rihanna being in the courtroom or the babies being in the courtroom. And then you see the footage where she dipped up out of there, you know, and paparazzi acting a fool. Rihanna has made an appearance in court on several days of the trial since it began January 21st. On February 13th, however, she walked in during the prosecution's closing statements with her 2 toddlers during the court proceedings. RZA, 2.5, and Riot, 18 months, were well behaved and hardly made any noise. The toddlers only stayed until the next break, and Rocky and Rihanna walked out of the courtroom holding their sons toward the end of the break. They huddled, and Rihanna told her sons, wish daddy good luck, as Rocky gave Rihanna and the babies a kiss. The fashion, it goes on to talk about how he turned down a plea. They called him the fashion killer rapper turned down a plea. Isn't it always funny how the individuals writing the articles will quote stuff like that? Like, I don't know. Sometimes it comes off wild corny. You know what I mean? Rocky's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, who I gotta say, he looked like a pretty good lawyer the way he was pressing Relly. He claimed the rapper was carrying a prop gun in case of potential threats. So check it out, man. This is the only thing with Rocky's case that I think looks real bad for him. You know what I'm saying? For Relly, it was never about justice. This is a quote from Rocky's attorney about a man seeking a profit from a fabricated narrative. Rocky has nothing to hide here. Meanwhile, the prosecution team recounted the events leading up to the altercation, claiming that Relly showed up thinking they would just, quote, argue and it would, quote, repair their relationships. I'm not buying it, man. We saw a lot of the text history come out. Relly was talking wild-ish. To me, like I said, I think it's the other way around. As you're about to see, he's talking about Rocky have a big head. I think this dude just was sour and mad and just being a hater, you know what I'm saying, rather than being happy for his brother, his bro, his group mate or whatever. I think he was on some hater-ish. Quote, this is not a complicated case. The defense will turn in an alternative explanation to what happened that night. We ask that you do not leave your common sense at the door. And again, they said that this whole prop gun thing is illogical and absurd. And the defense told the jury that Relly lied to your faces. And I believe he was up there lying like a motherfucker, man. Like I said, this dude at Warrants in Jersey was arguing with the judge. Like, I realistically thought he might end up catching a contempt of court. That's how bad it was, man. Everything that doesn't come from Relly shows you that this is not a real gun. After Rocky's arraignment in January 24, Tacopina told reporters that the Praise the Lord rapper, see, they did it again there, was cool as a cucumber. He also said Rocky was ready to go to trial, quote, over with so he can, to get the trial, quote, over with so he can start enjoying his family. And again, he turned down a sweet plea deal. You know what I'm saying? So comment and let me know what you think about the case and all that. That whole prop gun thing is the only thing, in my opinion, that's looking not so good for Rocky. But you know, Relly claimed that he was struck by bullet fragments after an argument in court, and that he sought necessary medical attention at a hospital in NYC. And you know, on the stand in November, Relly claimed they were really cool before tension started because Rocky found solo success and became big-headed. And of course, you know, Rocky was arrested back in April 2022. But again, Relly has filed civil suits for assault, battery, emotional distress against Rocky. Rocky's denying all the claims, but he also filed suits against Rocky's attorney, I think, for defamation. So this dude is just trying to get a bag any which way he can, man. Relly the boss, who's broke out here snitching because he's hating on his bro. And as always, I'm no street individual, I'm no gangster, but like, you know, with that being said, like Relly is trying to flip the script up there, like, you know, he ain't no street dude. That's just a character he's playing, man. But we know, like, the tight time these individuals were claiming that they were on. And Relly just, he's mad, man. Sour grapes. He didn't make it the way Rocky did. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the ASAP mob is deaded off. It is what it is. But that's it for this update. Tap in. Will Rocky beat the case again? Jury deliberations start next week. I really feel like he's going to beat it. I really feel like everything looks so bad. Again, the judge was like, I don't even know if I can ethically move on with this case. We got a half-ass dumbass as a alleged victim up here who can't even, like, talk right. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. But that prop gun thing just, I don't know, man. So that's it for this one. Let's talk in the comments. Subscribe is coffee. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.